Wednesday morning, middle of the working week, and plenty to discuss. Thanks for dropping in as we whip around Thailand, check some of the main news stories. Let's just follow up on that underpants party on the weekend. Bangkok police expand investigation into mass drug party, published in the Khao English Facebook page. And there was a 2-hour meeting yesterday with police to investigate a drug-fueled party involving nearly 100 people, including 3 foreigners. And there's been forensic officers conducting additional evidence collection at the hotel venue. This was the S31 hotel in Sukhumvit Road. Police are analysing evidence to pursue further charges against suspects and trace the source of drugs found at the party. And just in that last paragraph, I found this interesting. Police noted a shift in drug party patterns, moving from entertainment venues to luxury hotels and condominiums to avoid detection. So displacing the responsibility for these parties from licensed or even unlicensed venues to hotels and various accommodations. All right, let's go to a bit of a move to attract tourists in 2025. Interesting article in the Bangkok Post saying that the TAT is banking on 4 niche markets in 2025. And their usual catch cry, agency focused on higher spending. So here we go, try and fill in the gaps. The TAT has targeted 4 niche markets for next year. So here we go, I'm putting you in charge of the TAT for a day. What are those 4 niche markets beyond what Thailand already attracts that you're going to add to try and draw more people? Wellness, luxury experience, sports tourism and honeymoons. The article quotes the Deputy Governor for Tourism Products and Business at the TAT and says that tourists are looking for valuable travel experiences in Thailand, and niche markets have caught operators' attention based on their high spending power. Now, I've always thought it's fantastic for Thailand to attract these high-spending customers. Got beautiful 5-star hotels, fantastic staff, magnificent views across swimming pools in luxury villas. The problem is the roads and the traffic jams and the general standard of the infrastructure. Sometimes the problems are getting through immigration at the airports. And just those things are the general amenity between when you arrive in Thailand in your private jet and getting to your luxury accommodation. That's the thing that Thailand needs to improve if it's going to attract more of these customers. And during the first 9 months of this year, tourists in these 4 niche markets travelled to 5 destinations: Bangkok, Phuket, Pattaya, Krabi and Samui. Their average spending tallied nearly 78,000 baht per person per trip, or 6,000 baht daily. Now, there are plenty of tourists who probably don't consider themselves luxury tourists who are probably spending close to 6,000 baht a day already. And for the next 3 years, the TAT wants to host international events, such as concerts, seminars, sports and fashion shows, collaborating with luxury operators nationwide. Long-term plans include promoting wellness and art tourism, along with driving facilities and supplies to accommodate luxury tourists. The TAT also wants to make local events more internationally known, such as Chinese New Year, Songkran and Loi Krathong. So quite interested to hear what you have to say, firstly about what you spend on a day here in Thailand, and if you consider yourself a luxury tourist or not, and the things that Thailand needs to do to maybe up its game to accommodate more of these high-spending tourists. Another story about a tragic mass shooting coming up on the program, but first to the ongoing problem of jet skis. The PhuketNews.com reporting crackdown finds more illegal jet skis, and an inspection by officials at the Lamsai Pier in Tambon Tep Kasatri found 10 unlicensed jet skis being used to rent out to tourists. And the operators were charged under Section 9 of the Thai Navigation Act. Each operator was fined 10,000 baht, and officials also issued a stern warning to the operators, prohibiting them from using jet skis to offer services to tourists until they comply with the law. Well, copy and paste that particular story for Pattaya or Hua Hin over the next couple of months. Jet skis always trying to get around the law. To Prachin Buri now. Thai PBS World reporting 3 dead and 3 injured in Prachin Buri shooting. 3 men have died, 3 others were seriously injured in 2 related incidents in the city district of Prachin Buri yesterday. The first shootings took place in a lane in Nam Muang district when a man only identified as Surat opened fire on a group of men, killing one, injuring another. I suppose this should read, then the suspect rode his motorcycle to a grilled chicken outlet, opened fire into the shop, injuring 3 people, including the shop's owner. Police say, however, that some of the men in the shop fought back, managed to injure the gunman with a knife. All 4 injured men were rushed to hospital, but 2 of them, including the shooter, were pronounced dead after arrival. And police still trying to ascertain the motives behind the shootings. So I think that's 3 mass shootings in 2 weeks here in Thailand, well, at least the ones that have been reported by the media. To Bangkok. And Calcite English reporting that police have arrested a Chinese investor, a Mr. Lee, aged 37, for illegally importing electronic cigarettes. Officials seized 6,800 pieces of electronic cigarettes as evidence and sent them to the Bang Bong police station for legal proceedings. And the offence carries a penalty of up to 5 years imprisonment or a fine equal to 4 times the value of the goods, including customs duties, or both imprisonment and a fine. Which leads us to this story reported in PatiaMail.com. Bangkok joins nationwide movement to enforce e-cigarette ban and protect youth. The story says that the Bangkok Governor has joined forces with over 592,000 concerned citizens on December the 8th to demand the government uphold and strictly enforce the ban on e-cigarettes in Thailand. And Governor Chadchard underscored the importance of safeguarding the city's youth from the dangers of e-cigarettes. He said the most valuable resource in Bangkok is not its buildings, but its youth. If they're deceived or drawn into the trap of drugs or e-cigarettes, what will become of the city's future? Bangkok firmly rejects e-cigarettes and is committed to enforcing the ban within its jurisdiction. And the petition called for stricter measures, including more rigorous law enforcement, harsher penalties for violators, and public awareness campaigns about the health risks associated with e-cigarettes. The urgency of the campaign stems from a sharp rise in e-cigarette use among Thai youth. A 2022 survey revealed that 17.6% of Thai youth under 15 had used e-cigarettes, a significant increase from 3.3% in 2015. Well, I would have thought in 2015 there were a lot fewer e-cigarettes around, which is part of the reason there weren't so many kids using them. But certainly there has been an enormous rise of e-cigarette use among youth. Interesting what you sort of feel about e-cigarettes. I mean, a lot of people do use them and they prefer them to cigarettes or try and use them as a method to giving up cigarettes. Has it been successful for you? How do you feel when people are puffing on an e-cigarette around you indoors? I don't really like it, but interested to hear what you have to say in the comments section. To EVs and ferries here in Thailand. CalciteEnglish.com reporting Samui ferry operator sparks debate, I get it, with ban on EVs. The ferry operator on Samui has announced a temporary ban on electric vehicles on board ferries, citing the risks of fire due to batteries overheating. The decision sparked a debate on the internet with mixed reactions. Supporters argued that although fires involving EVs are rare, they're difficult to extinguish. The operators have the right to choose and the users can also decide. Another person said prevention is better than disaster. Opponents countered that any vehicle could catch fire in unsafe conditions, not just EVs. And the announcement by the Raja Ferry Port Public Company Limited, a major operator of the Don Sak Samui route, suspended the EV service for passenger safety reasons as the batteries could potentially catch fire. But Seatran Ferry, another operator, still allows EVs but requires owners to sign a declaration of risk. The company emphasises that it's only liable for damage caused by employee negligence. So let's just check a few facts on this, and we've collated this information. According to EV FireSafe, an Australian company that studies EV fires, the chance of a passenger EV catching fire is 0.0012%, compared to 0.1% for an internal combustion engine vehicle, and the Phosphorus Inorganic and Nitrogen Flame Retardant Association, gee, I'd love to go to their conference, says that EVs have 5 fires per billion miles travelled, while internal combustion engine vehicles have 55 fires per billion. The statistical evidence is very clear and has been for a long time, but the misinformation persists on the internet. Just seems to be some people who just love giving it to the new technology of EVs at any chance they can get. Anyway, your comments are valued and we look forward to them today. We also thank 5-Star Marine, 5starmarinephuket.com, for their contribution to the program. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and we'll see you then.